I dated her for 3 years, but she could never forget her first love. For him, she left me behind again and again. The last time, I only left a breakup message and disappeared without a trace. She went crazy looking for me everywhere. Finally, in the cemetery, she discovered the truth behind everything. With tears in her eyes, she pointed at the black and white photo of someone who looked 80% like her and demanded, "James, tell me, who were you really thinking about every time you looked at me?" On Emma's birthday, I brought a few of her close friends home to surprise her. When the party reached its peak, everyone started chanting for us to kiss. "Emma, you need to cherish such a thoughtful boyfriend." Emma looked at me, her eyes incredibly bright, as she slowly leaned in. I bent down to meet her lips, and just as our friends cheered and our kiss was about to happen, the door suddenly swung open. A man stood there, completely soaked from the rain. Emma froze. I turned toward the door and saw a face that looked about 60% like mine. "Emma," he called my girlfriend's name. Intimate, familiar. Emma seemed dazed, but when she snapped back to reality, her expression had completely changed. "Why are you all wet? Go upstairs and change into dry clothes." Her friends reacted faster than I did, greeting him naturally. "Lucas, you're suddenly back? Done with your adventures?" The man stood stunned in the doorway, giving a faint smile. "Long time no see." Emma's eyes never left him, not giving me even a moment's glance. I wanted to ask who he was. Before I could speak, Lucas walked straight upstairs. He headed for the room on the second floor. The one Emma had repeatedly emphasized was always locked and absolutely off limits. Lucas effortlessly pulled out a key and unlocked it with ease. When he came back downstairs, Lucas had changed clothes and naturally took the empty seat at the dinner table. Her friends, tipsy from drinking, casually put their arms around Lucas's shoulders. "Time, bro. Stay longer this visit. Emma's place will always have a room for you." "So nice. Always having someone as your solid backup. I say you two should just get more." Emma cleared her throat. She moved closer to me, trying to break the awkwardness. "James, thank you so much for celebrating my birthday today." The scent of lily of the valley surrounded me, but I felt ice cold inside. I always knew Emma had a deeply unforgettable first love, Lucas. When Emma's company was just starting, Lucas quit his high-paying corporate job to support her without hesitation. Even now, years after Lucas had left, Emma's friends were still so close with him. They laughed and joked together, talking about old times. I picked up my chopsticks and put food in my mouth, but I couldn't taste anything. This celebration that belonged to them continued until 10 p.m. When it was time to leave, it started pouring rain. Finally, only the three of us remained in the house. Emma's face was flushed from alcohol, her head resting on Lucas's shoulder, looking completely dependent on him. Me, the actual boyfriend, might as well have been invisible. "I'll take you to a hotel," I said. "I'm not leaving," Lucas replied coldly. "That room is mine. You promised. No matter what, your home will always have a room for me." I was like an insignificant background character, completely ignored by them. Emma was at a loss for words and looked to me for help. "Let him stay, please. The rain is getting worse outside. Just for one night, okay?" Emma looked at me, her eyes flickering with a hint of guilt. "James, I'm sorry." I pressed my lips together and walked past them upstairs. I didn't sleep well that night. The heavy rain continued all night, and around midnight, a thunderclap woke me up. I instinctively reached out to hold the person beside me, but my hand fell on empty space. Just cold sheets. A sliver of light came through the door crack. I opened it slightly to look outside. The living room lights were bright. Lucas was wearing an apron, bringing out a bowl of noodles and placing it on the coffee table, steam rising from it. Just like the man of the house. I saw his affectionate smile, his voice gentle. "You're still the same, scared of thunder and needing someone to feel safe." Emma stood nearby, smiling. Lucas hugged her from behind. I clearly saw Emma's body stiffen for a moment, but she didn't push him away. The warm light in the living room fell on them, revealing an undeniable intimacy. Like lovers no outsider could ever come between. I met Emma when I was 22. After graduation, I joined her company. My desk was right in front of her office, and whenever her door wasn't completely closed, I would peek through that small gap to look at her, to see that face that looked 70% like the one that had appeared in my dreams countless times. Later, my colleague Tyler caught me. He pressed an iced coffee against my face, startling me. When I turned to face him, he said, "James." He smiled and handed me the coffee, his tone light as if joking. "Don't fall for MS Time. She's already in love with someone." I blinked. He leaned in to gossip. "MS Time has a first love she can't forget." Not sure exactly how long they were together, but I think they met back in school. When the company was just starting, they were still together. He'd come by sometimes to bring her lunch. Once during a meeting, she got a call saying he was sick, and she immediately left. Such a workaholic. Yet she'd drop everything for her boyfriend. Romantic, right? Holding the coffee, I asked softly, "What happened after?" "They broke up eventually. I don't know the details, but she still thinks about him. She still keeps his photo on her desk." Tyler shrugged and smiled. Her first love probably hasn't moved on either. Loving each other but unable to be together. Like a beautiful tragedy from a novel. I was stunned hearing this. Just then, Emma's office door suddenly opened, and her assistant came out. "James, MS Time wants to see you." When I went in, Emma was reviewing documents. Seeing me, she looked up and smiled. Two small dimples appeared at the corners of her mouth. My eyes fell on a framed photo on her desk, and I stared at it, my mind filled with Tyler's wistful expression from moments ago. James, will you be my boyfriend? Emma suddenly asked. My thoughts interrupted. I automatically answered, yes. When I came back to my senses, I met Emma's eyes. She was looking at me with the documents in hand, her eyes like a calm, deep sea. Then she suddenly smiled, seeming both understanding and gentle. My heart exploded. All I could hear was my heartbeat pounding like a drum. That was the first time since that person died that I felt I was still alive. I couldn't sleep that night, tossing and turning with a slight headache. I instinctively reached for my phone to check the time. But when I opened my eyes, Emma's smiling face greeted me. Her eyes curved in a smile, shallow dimples at the corners of her lips. My heart skipped a beat, the cut from the key last night still stinging. Emma gently fell into my arms, her tone soft. James. The light scent of lily of the valley surrounded me again as Emma's hand rested on my waist. She sighed. Why aren't you angry? You must want something from me. I lowered my eyes, turned over, and held her. My forehead pressed against her heart. I let out a small sigh. I don't want your money, Emma. I don't even want your love. I just want to see you. Just being able to see you is enough. When leaving home, I noticed Lucas's room wasn't locked. Emma subtly blocked my view and cupped my face for a kiss. I swallowed my question. The weather forecast showed half sun, half clouds, but by the end of the workday, it unexpectedly changed to heavy rain. Emma didn't come to the office today. I sent her a text asking if she was free. Can you come pick me up from the office? My message went unanswered. I packed up and headed downstairs. The rain was pouring, thunder rumbling, accompanied by lightning suddenly splitting the sky. I jumped back, startled. Yesterday's scene overlapped with now, reminding me. Lucas was afraid of thunder. My message was sent an hour and a half ago. Emma had never taken this long to reply before. I called her. The phone rang for about half a minute before someone answered. But it wasn't Emma. The male voice on the other end was lazy and casual. Hello.